All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have the one and only, we have a legendary R&B artist right here, right now. We got the one and only NwClr, formerly known as Smoove, right here, live on the line, man. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing well. What's up, beautiful people? Thank you for checking in, man. We're gonna have some fun with this tonight, man. Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
hey, man, you are most certainly welcome. It's definitely an honor to have R&B royalty on the radio station airwaves this evening, man. I hope everything is all good on your end. It must feel good to actually get back to relatively normal life, man. These past couple years were pretty ridiculous and crazy for everybody.
Yes, man, it's been cuckoo, but I mean, it's probably been a learning. It's been an experience for everyone. I'm sure everybody got a story to tell, from either sitting still or trying to figure it out when things open back up to, like, being on new ventures and trying and figuring out some things when time has been down. So I'm sure we all been sharing some of the same things.
But I do want to take you back to a much simpler time, man. But in the year 1992, you actually released the iconic album titled Smoove with a Roughness. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind this classic album, and of course, is it actually still out there to be streamed or purchased today?
Um, okay. So first and foremost, yes, it is. There's a full story behind that as well, but yes, it is actually available. You can look up Smoove with the roughness on all platforms. It is now just available this year through Warner Chapel. We released the project. So that's a blessing and a curse. But let's go back to '92. At that time, it was just me just creating and wanting to find my space and carve out a section for myself in the industry and what I thought I wanted to release and put out. And I did that with some hometown friends. We were all in love with music and working on it together, and got out in the world and met a few producers out in a music store. And it was like, yo, this sounds pretty cool. From that connection, just trying to go back and forth to New York City and find out what would be the best home for the project and myself. And we kind of all just stuck ourselves in the studio, and magic happened.
And I gotta say as well, the one song on that album that I absolutely love the most was one of your most influential singles, in my personal opinion, that was titled Meanwhile Back at the Ranch. For the listeners that might not know this song, I was wondering if you can actually break down the inspiration and story behind this earlier 1990s R&B masterpiece.
Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, so just being a writer, wanting to be creative. I didn't want to say things in, I guess, the normal, typical way. So it was still a love story, but it was based on the fact that, listen, if you don't treat her right, meanwhile, back at the ranch, like somebody else would be trying to get her time and get her space and get her attention. And so I just took that angle, trying of being creative with the title and the story, although it's still a love story.
And the one thing I have to ask as well, because I do know this amazing project was released but by East West Records America. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that record deal, and of course, how did you ultimately land that deal back in the day?
Um, okay, boom. So yes, I was signed to. I was working with hometown friends, Marcus Mickens and Arun Rank Ranganathan. We were just hometown friends working on music. So we will frequent music stores, and within going to the music store, I met two producers by the name of Jesse Ebron Jr. and Patrick Williams, who were known as the Mix. Now the Mix was they were actually shopping records back and forth in New York, and they had connections with Nat Robinson, who was the owner and the label of First Priority. So therefore, I was just actually just demoing records per se, just like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. They were trying to sell records, and so with them promoting and putting records back and forth to some of the labels, they was like, well, who is this guy right here? And then that's where I was introduced to the situation. It was like, well, I've been working on a few songs. Like, let's let them hear it. So it went that way. Nat Robinson had connections, obviously, from being with First Priority. With First Priority, there was MC Light and Milk B, which was more of a rap side. But when he heard what I was doing R&B wise, he brought the project into Sylvia Room and Berlin Bob at East West Records. That's like the long trail of kind of how it happened. But the deal kind of came together. Meanwhile, it was one of the first singles, 39, top 100 in the country, and then we followed up with All About Her, which turned out to be 28. And so, I mean, it was a successful venture, experience learned, and it was, I don't know, 30 years later, I mean, we still here talking about it, and it actually just got re-released this year on all social platforms. So it was worth, definitely worth something.
And also as well, like East West Records America had so many legendary individuals signed to that label over the years as well, from JJ Fad to NwClr, right down to AC/DC, and of course yourself, man. They definitely were such a huge record label back in the '90s.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was wild for me because, again, I was new to the industry and getting in, and I was like right down the hall on some of the meetings where In Vogue was there, like Gerald Levert had his group, Men at Large was there. I had some back and forth business with actually EPMD, almost was the ones that actually brought my project in. Eric Sherman, from some hometown connections that knew them. They had DOS Effects there at the time. So it was, it was a nice space. It was a nice time, man. And so I look at that also as like, that I'm around some legendary things, man. It was beautiful.
And also as well, after leaving that label, you actually re-emerge within the music industry with a different name, where you are now known as, of course, as NwClr. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this name change, and of course, what actually made you decide to re-emerge within the, sorry, re-emerge back within the music industry.
Okay, boom. So I never really wanted to leave. I just didn't, from learning so much to being Smoove and being on the road and really realizing that, wow, this industry is not just about the music, and it's about the business, and me trying to have a solid team and try and move forward. When myself and the label got in and talked about what we thought should happen, I think we just came to terms that, like, I really wasn't happy. The industry was kind of making a little twist. And I was like, I just wanted to back up. So at that time, I just wanted to hone my skills more so on the business side of things. So I got wrapped up into working and writing for some major producers. All Star kind of brought me under his wing, and he worked with like so many people, Deborah Cox, Shantae Moore, that I had the opportunity to work with. I wrote with SWV. We did some background stuff for like Color Me Bad. I did some Ray J. I demoed some stuff for Mary J. at the time, just trying to get back to getting records placed and as a writer. So the love of music never went anywhere. I was just doing that. And then as far as coming back out and saying, hey, as a new artist name, I had a couple other names that I was trying to run with. And then when I really decided, like, all right, I just really want to do this because I still love it, and I want to be back in the front and not just write and, do the back end of the business, I was trying to put together a name and something that I know would stick. So my last name is Brown, but then you got James Brown, obviously you have Bobby Brown, then you got Chris Brown, and now you got the country artist Kane Brown. So I couldn't be Brown, but having the last name as Brown, I just thought I could bring a whole new color to the game. And that's what the NwClr is, this new color, right? So it's not James, it's not Bobby, it's not Chris, it's just a whole new color from that. And that's where the name came about.
And I gotta say as well, I definitely understand where you came from with the whole last name Brown thing. Because honestly, my last name is actually Brown. So I definitely understand, man. There's so many individuals in this world named Brown. In my area, there's actually like 3 people with the exact same name as me. It's actually it's crazy.
Right. And so with that being said, so then you are actually a new color to the radio. I'm sure you're not like the last Browns or the other Browns that's on the radio. You your own flavor also. So I just wanted to carve that out. You know, that's where it came from.
But I gotta say as well, I really love how you actually like named yourself NwClr with a twist as well, because it's not just NwClr; it actually has your own way of spelling, man. It's really distinguished. I definitely like it. It's creative.
Yes. I took the vowels out. You know, everything started to turn into acronyms and everything started to turn short, you know, from the matrix and just how time and everything has changed. And so let me just move some of this stuff out the way. I mean, I still get the thing where some people say NwClr and they don't say NwClr, but I mean, it's all a part of learning. It's all a part of them figuring out and getting into the music and finding out where the name came from in the first place.
And also as well, October 4th of 2016, you actually released the phenomenal 9-track album titled Still on the Journey to Be an American Rock Star. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this 2016 release, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream it today?
Okay. So the NwClr on the Still on the Road to Being an American Rock Star. That was my I guess my coming back, and it was just my story. I still wanted to. I was still on the road to be, you know, a rock star. Rock star is not just about rock music, but just being just having my space in the music carved out as I did at Smoove to still say I can hold my own. And so in 2016, that was my from growing musically. I had a few rock songs on there. I had a few pop songs on there. I had a cover of a Phil Collins song on there, and then I still had some R&B. So I stretched it out to just kind of showcase the fact that I could, you know, kind of dabble in it all. So music is a universal language, so I didn't want to just speak one language anymore as far as just being R&B. So I wanted to showcase the fact that, you know, I can talk that too. I can talk that pop. I can talk that, you know, American rock star stuff. I could talk that R&B still. I still had the hip hop R&B style incorporated in the project, and that was like my first coming back with my partners that I worked and met with in Atlanta, Trey Billups with Soul New Records. We kind of like put that together and said, hey, we're back. So yes, it is available on all streaming platforms. You can catch some of the songs obviously on YouTube or wherever, Pandora. So anybody listening, you know, definitely go check out the catalog and start even back there till now. Like, you know, a lot of stuff we kind of released.
And I gotta say as well, the one song that I really enjoyed off that project was actually the song titled Red, man. One of my favorite tracks to go to when I listen to that project.
Right. Okay, that came about with me and my partner with the label Trey. We would work on music like that time almost 4 or 5 days out of the week, like just up late working on something. And we wanted something that, you know, felt like it still had the like a club feel, but some more of like a steppers kind of grown and sexy kind of thing. So we actually, you know, put that together, and I don't know, that was a fun record. That was a fun time, you know. That was a fun time. That's one of my favorites too, man. I'm glad you like that joint, bro. That's what's up.
And also as well, February 11th of 2022, you actually had the opportunity to collaborate with one of Spice One's artists by the name of Q Bassolini. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that business partnership, and of course, what was it like just collaborating with Q on the song Take Me Back?
Okay, so we did the Take Me Back. That's the second song that we did. There was the first song that we did. It's called Action, and that's involved with Corey Bethel and Q Bassolini. Now, the long story short on that, when I moved to Atlanta, I met Corey Bethel. Corey Bethel, he has Gas Money Records. He's partnered with my label, So New. We met and kind of grew a friendship to a family shit. Like, you know, like we really grew real close as musicians, as creatives. we spent a lot of time together in Atlanta, and I never knew of Q Boss and Lady, but he was friends with Q Boss. And so when we used to do demos and work and stuff like that, Q had heard of me as an artist, and then when they got together to actually work on the first song as far as action, he was like, "Yo, what's up with Smoove?" He still called me Smoove, and a lot of people still call me Smoove. But he's like, "Oh yeah, NwClr." He's like, "Yeah, what's up? I would love for him to like get involved in this project." So they started working on the song. Me and Q linked up. Q was like, "Yo, man, I always heard your stuff, and we heard each other in passing, and we finally had the opportunity to actually get together and work." So the collaboration came about through that, and then me and Q got on the phone. We got on the phone with Bethel. We started moving a couple of tracks back and forth, and then I was like, "Okay, yeah, this sounds like something." I said, "Let me hear what you're talking about." You know what I mean? And then through the phone and through Zoom and through working the creative side that way, that song came about. Then when that was so, the working relationship with me and Q was so good, he was like, "Yo, let's shoot for another one." And then he had this other song like "Take Me Back." That we had a couple other ideas before that didn't really come out like we wanted, like telling the story, the kind of side of things that he really wanted to do. But we got that "Take Me Back." That was the same way. We just talked on the phone, man. We went back and forth about ideas, and boom, here we go. That's our second one, man. Dope artist, bro. That's a blessing in itself. That Spice One's artist, Q Boss and carving out his own way. I had the privilege of being a part of that. So I don't know, just everything working, man. Everything working.
And I gotta say as well, I had the opportunity to interview Q a while back as well, man. Such a humble, amazing individual as well, man. He got me connected with Spice One as well, man. So I had to, when I saw that you two work together, I knew I had to help plug that project, man. You guys had phenomenal chemistry on that project.
Yeah, it was dope. For us to not be in the studio together at the same time, just more like phone conversations and Zooms and just kicking it and being fans of each other from just the beginning before he had even actually got with Spice. That connection and just the respect as artists is just still kept. It brought us to us really actually getting a few hot joints together, man.
And also as well, November 24th of 2021, you actually released the song titled Glitch in the Matrix, and I'm actually going to be playing immediately following this interview. For the listeners that might not have had the opportunity to hear this song, what can they expect from it when I play it here momentarily on the FM dial?
Okay, cool. So Glitch in the Matrix was a record that I worked with a producer I got locked into. It's like my brother, man. CJ Williams, Triple S Entertainment, Xavier, part of Triple S. We just made that connection in Atlanta. We had like a lot of songs that one's kind of on the rock side a little bit, but it still has the soul and still has the bounce of really just some R&B, some urban something. So it was just. Again, it's still a love story. It's still a love song. It's just I like telling stories in a different way. So Glitch in the Matrix is more so about me and the relationship between me and this female, and no matter what what was going on between us, it just felt like like as a guy in a relationship, you just still can't get it right. You're always one step behind and trying to keep up with her and trying to make her happy, and just the way that she was and her personality is like there was a glitch in the matrix between me and her. That's kind of how I phrased it. Basically, in another way of saying that, we had a hard way of getting along. Like I thought I was trying to do this, and now you want this. You say you want this, I do that, and now you want something else. Like, oh my God, it's a glitch. And so that's kind of like meanwhile, instead of just giving another creative way of telling that story. So it should be exciting, man. I don't it might be real different for your listeners, but I mean, that's music.
But I have to ask, what's next for yourself, NwClr? Is there like anything we happen to miss during tonight's broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
Well, hello, Canada. Definitely, yes. I'm working with a few other producers out that way in Ottawa. Peace Star, super producer. Also, producer Tova. She's actually overseas. I think she's in, and we actually got together. So shout out to Paul Star. He got some heat that's been amazing that we've been putting together for the next project. If they do not know, they definitely need to tune in and check out the single that was released. There's a video that just has been released, I think, now about a couple months now. It's called Getting It On. And that's a slow song basically about instead of going out running to the club, maybe you should stay home and spend some time with each other and just love on each other. And there's another song right here that was released that's fire. I hope you get up on that and share that with the listeners also. But that's what has been released right now. Actually working on a few other songs to release, like maybe a mix CD by the end of in the middle of the summer that I've been, playing with and putting some songs together. Not quite ready for an album. I think I'm still finding my fan base and that people we actually still catching on to each other so they know who I am and the music that I'm putting out. So I make sure I got everybody paying attention when I put out a full piece, a full body of work. Working with my producers, Herb Baptiste, Got That Water, that's the production crew, Trey, Trevor Pitts, and Jerome writing with, Thurston. I hate to keep bringing up names, but when I get to showcase myself, man, I like to showcase and bring up the people that I work with. So I don't make it by myself. I make it with them, and we make it together. So I got to give them a shine, too. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
And also, NwClr, this is the time in the interview quickly that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves, just a chance for the individual to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, but most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything NwClr if they're not already doing so.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that also. So listen, everybody, hello again, beautiful people. This is NwClr here. I know that you can follow me on IG. It's NwClr Music. It's NwClr Music on TikTok. It's NwClr Music on Facebook, and it's NwClr on Twitter. So you go in and put in NwClr, even if you spell it out, I'll pop out. You put in NwClr, I'm gonna pop out. Definitely reach out and say what's up. Let's connect. Say what's up. Like I want to know my people, And if you're an artist and you're writing and you're trying to do something, I want to hear what you got going on, too. It ain't just about me. Let's connect and build.
And I got to say, first and foremost, NwClr, thank you so much, man, for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening, man. It definitely was an honor just to interview R&B royalty this evening on my radio station dial.
I appreciate the time, brother. And once again, man, hopefully this is home. I can check in and bring back the new music when it's time to release, and you can share it, and we can do this all over again. If you need some drops or anything from me, man, I'll be down to do that. And this is the same. I just thank you for the opportunity to showcase me. Hello to everybody. Again, be on the lookout for what's going on. Y'all got the links. You can hit my website also, NwClr.com. If you really want to link up, there's a phone number. You can reach out to me, man. We can connect that way. That's 770-691-2289. That's my phone right here in my hand. Be like, hey, what's up, NwClr, man? Send me something. It's part of my email list and part of my phone list where I send out exclusives, or I might send out unreleased music just to hear from people to see what they feel about it before I move forward with it. So, again, man, I'm here. Thank you for the opportunity, man. You need something, man. We're about to do some things.
Hey, man, most definitely. Whenever you do drop new music, make sure you send it my way. I'll definitely spin it here on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM.
Okay, that's what's up.
But most definitely, NwClr, definitely have yourself a wonderful night, man, and definitely have yourself a great rest of the week. I'm pretty sure down the road we shall talk soon.
Oh, we're going to talk real soon, man. I got some music coming your way, man. I want to make sure you, showcase the other stuff maybe that they don't know about. Everybody, listen, man, this is NwClr. We're going to play that Glitch in the Matrix for you. Once you fall in love with that, go check me out online and get in tune with everything else and keep up so you're not left behind, all right?
Hey, you already know. If you send it, we're going to spin it, man. Thank you so much, NwClr. We definitely shall talk soon.
All right, you too. Everybody, y'all have a blessed one, man. Peace, peace. Catch y'all later.